I like it all. I like the discovery of the idea, the story, the discovery of the story. I like the working out of the story, you know, because you don't know where a story is going to go. I love the writing of it. But I also like when you take the screenplay and you give it to actors and it begins to change and develop. So I love that. That's a different thing. And I also love editing. And I love them all because they're all very different. Writing, there's nothing there. You're inventing in your imagination on a piece of blank paper. Filming, you are collecting everything up, and everything is real with actors and people, and everything is changing, and you're trying to see whether what they're saying is good and what you want to do matches what they're saying. It's a whole, like a wonderful dance come battle. And you're battling the elements and money and time and life and people, and it's wonderful. And then editing is different, because editing, you've now collected everything together, and now you're looking at, well, that was a good moment, if I put that moment together, or maybe I should change it, maybe do this. So it's a different, so they're all very different. And there, when you're editing, you have everything sort of ready, or you hope you have everything ready. And it's a very different experience to when you were writing, when you had nothing. I think it taught me not to worry about those things, that if I was to worry about was I an Oscar winner or not, I would become boring. I always liked the idea that nobody would know who I was, and I'd just go on making movies and people would say, what happened to Joffé? I don't know, he's driving a taxi somewhere in Peru. So I like to think that way rather than think I have a career and I'm a director, and I'm not, I'm an ordinary person. And I like ordinary life and I like living my life, but I love movies too. And that really matters to me much more than what the awards that are given. I'm not sure we should really give awards. I think making a movie is an award enough. My interest in Escriva really happened because a producer came to me and said, would I be interested in doing a story about Jose Maria Escriva? First of all, I said no, and then would you do something about Opus Dei? And I said no. And then I began to think about it, and I was struck by something Jose Maria said about God being found in everyday life as much as in the church. I thought that was very interesting. And I was also struck by something he said about how every human being can be a saint. Because a saint doesn't mean you're not human, it just, saintliness is an act. And I realized a saint is someone who has many saintly acts on their necklace, but that means everybody can be a saint in the act for a moment. And I liked that idea. So I then wrote a story about a man who's an atheist, who still does something saintly, because I thought that is the way it works. And also because I felt that Jose Maria embraced life in a very interesting way. And I saw a video of him in Argentina answering questions, and a young woman put her hand up and said she wanted to convert. He said, well, that's fine. She said, no, but I have a problem. He said, well, what's the problem? She said, well, my parents are Jewish, and that would upset them. And his reply is wonderful. He said, oh, my dear, no, 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 no. God loves honouring your parents. That's something that God loves. You have no need to hurt your parents. God doesn't expect you to hurt your parents. Be easy in your mind. God's in your heart. You don't have to convert yet. Don't do things that make your parent unhappy. And I thought, that's a loving man. That's not an ideologue. But certainly the organisation itself is not right-wing. And of course all organisations change, and all organisations will reflect the countries they're in. So there's no doubt that in some countries the majority of Opus Dei members will tend to be more right-wing than the left. In some countries maybe the other way around. But we have to be very careful of demonising Opus Dei, because Opus Dei doesn't have opinions in that way, and I felt that was something that should be rectified.